Babyland Family Services, proud past, promising future.
Mary Palmer Smith and Martha Cheneyfield were two twin sisters who recognized that there was a need in the community in 1967 after the riots, when women were moving into the workforce, that there needed to be a safe environment for children. They began to set up nurseries, thus they started Babyland, the first infant daycare in the projects of Newark.
I became a part of Babyland as a young woman, 21 years old, who was a widow, who had an infant and who had a job at New Jersey Bell Telephone Company, and who needed to return to work as soon as possible. There was a flyer laying on the door. I lived in Hayes Homes Project, and it says, "We want to care for your most valuable possession." And I looked and it said, "Your baby." And it was at 111 Lincoln Street in Scudder Homes Project in Newark.
Tiptoe, that's a quiet one. On your toes, on your toes.
We had a doctor who used to volunteer at Babyland. His name was Dr. Paul Carney. He was also the pediatrician to Tom King's children, who was at that time a young assemblyman. He saw the need that we had as mothers to have subsidized dollars to help us with the child care fees. Tom King was the person who listened to us. And then he went back and began to lobby his colleagues in our behalf. And subsequently out of that came Title 20. Babyland was the first infant child care service in the state of New Jersey. Babyland started the first in-home daycare programs. It was the springboard for early childhood development.
You know, we talk about fatherhood initiatives. Babyland had the first domestic violence shelter in Essex County, and those were all visions of Ms. Smith as a result of listening to her environment tell her that these were their needs. We are a consistent partner with the community, first understanding that the community is our boss. They dictate to us what we should provide to them. And Babyland has done that over the last 45 years. Babyland Family Services is really a family. We had a young lady who I had just met when Bernadette, I'll never forget, she worked here at the agency. She was a child care worker, and all of her parents loved her. But she wanted to do something different. And when she came to me and said that she wanted to do something different, I gave her the opportunity, and she became a family worker as a result of that. And she was applauded by her staff and the families, the parents loved her. But she unfortunately kept having a pain in her back, and she couldn't breathe, and we didn't really understand what it was, and we forced her to go to the hospital. And as a result of that, she found out that she had kidney cancer. And as a result, this agency as a community supported her, and it was astounding to me how as a family we supported her family. She later passed away, but that was one of the most trying times for me as a leader at this agency, because she was so well loved. The kids in her classroom called her B. So, you know, I could tell you the impact that she had. And for me, it was one more person that would not be here to have an impact on the children and families that we serve. So it was extremely moving for me. It's kind of sad to talk about, but she gave me the strength to know that what I was doing was right. The family called me and said that you should come see her. And I went. And she grabbed my hand, and that let me know that what I was doing was right. You know, no matter what the challenges were, no matter what the obstacles were, she gave me that touch to say, keep doing what you're doing. And she passed right then. So it meant that she was waiting to give me that message. So that's the message that I carry with me every day, knowing that, you know, no matter what the struggle, no matter what I face, that, you know, Bernadette is always going to be with me and Babyland.
I've been very, very honored to be a part of the Babyland family, and I hope to continue to be a part of it, to see it grow even more and more.
We are moving in an aggressive manner to make sure that we are partners to the world, just not partners to Newark, just not partners to Essex County. We want to make sure that the world understands that Babyland is a major part of that discussion. We're starting a STEM program, science, technology, education, and math, to make sure that we serve our community in a way that brings us to the 21st century.
Every child deserves a warm and nurturing home.
So we're creating a community development corp so that we could begin to move people from homelessness to housing. We give great thanks to those who spend their time, volunteer, give their money, and all the philanthropic organizations that support Babyland, who see Babyland as a light, as a beacon of hope, that we can change someone's life as a result of the services that we provide. But we're also looking for new funders and new sources of revenue based on a changing economy, changing world, and a changing market. And so as we look to not just Newark, Irvington, East Orange, and our main quarters, we want to move beyond that and become a global organization that deals with issues that are universal around the world.
If you didn't have Babyland, you're not going to have a community.
Babyland Family Services, proud past, promising future.